Abolish the IMF and World Bank, a call to save the planet. Imagine a world not constrained by financial chains, where developing nations thrive unhindered. The IMF and World Bank, despite their global influence, often leave footprints that cut opportunities short. This video reveals the unsettling truth about their role and why a change is essential. Founded in the aftermath of World War II, the IMF and World Bank aim to stabilize global economies and foster development. Over the years, their approach has evolved, but not always to the benefit of all. Understanding their origins helps us see why current systems fall short. For developing countries, hope often comes at a steep price. These financial institutions provide necessary capital, but with strings attached, conditions that prioritize debt repayment over genuine growth. Let's explore why these financial aids rarely equate to sustainable development. Austerity measures imposed by these giants can cripple economies. While intended to stabilize finances, they often strip nations of crucial resources needed for healthcare and education. This section delves into how these demands stifle socioeconomic progress. The IMF and World Bank's methodologies resemble neo-colonial systems, wherein developing nations are caught in a cycle of indebtedness. This approach, prioritizing foreign policy interests, prevents genuine economic independence and self-sufficiency. In the Caribbean, environmental vulnerabilities highlight the ineffectiveness of IMF and World Bank policies. Strapped for resources post-disaster, countries are shackled by debt repayments, unable to invest in recovery. Examining these scenarios paints a bleak picture of current financial aid frameworks. While meant to safeguard against disaster, catastrophe insurance often benefits financial institutions more than the countries in need. These tools can trap nations in costly schemes disguised as protection. How effective are they really? Developing nations often find themselves in a relentless cycle of borrowing and repayment. As debts grow, so do the terms, leaving less room for national development. Understanding this cycle is crucial to appreciating the full impact of these financial dependencies. Critics argue that abolishing the IMF and World Bank could lead to a fairer, more equitable world. By stripping power from these institutions, countries could reclaim autonomy and prioritize economic policies that truly serve their citizens. Imagine directing funds towards renewable energy, education, and infrastructure rather than debt. Sustainable development becomes achievable when countries free themselves from financial chains. Exploring alternatives can illuminate the path towards genuine progress and prosperity. These financial frameworks perpetuate global inequality, widening the gap between the rich and the poor. Addressing this imbalance requires transformative changes that prioritize human development over debt servicing. Is there a better way to structure global financial assistance? Exploring alternative models, like regional cooperatives or revamped multilateral systems, presents opportunities for equitable, sustainable support. The path forward requires bold steps and global solidarity. By acknowledging the systemic flaws of IMF and World Bank policies, we have the chance to pave the way for a more equitable world. Imagine nations thriving on their own terms, achieving true economic independence. Abolish these financial behemoths. It's time for a new global paradigm. Demand for change grows louder, and it is up to each of us to push for these institutions to evolve or dissolve. Join the movement. Advocate for policies that prioritize people over profits. Together, we can create the thriving, equitable world we dream of.